2 years had passed since Nnenna returned to the village and opened her healing center by the river. She had become a bridge between two worlds, blending the power of herbs and chants with the precision of injections and medicine. The villagers trusted her, and her name began to echo far beyond the borders of Nsukka. But peace does not always last. One dry harmattan morning, while Nnenna tended to a pregnant woman in labor, a commotion erupted near the village square. A man had arrived in a shiny black jeep, wearing city clothes and sunglasses. He stepped out, bold and arrogant, with the swagger of someone who had forgotten his roots. It was Obiora, Adi's younger brother. A man who had left the village years ago and built a fortune in the oil industry. He looked at Nnenna and sneered, still playing with leaves and songs. "You're wasting your education." That night, he met with the village elders and proposed a dangerous plan to bring oil companies into the land. He promised roads, schools, and money. But Mama Uju warned him, "The earth here is sacred. If you dig too deep, you will wake what sleeps beneath." Obiora laughed. "Old woman, you fear shadows." Weeks passed. The company came. Machines rolled into the forest, trees were cut, and strange men in helmets began drilling into the red earth, and then the land began to cry, the river dried at its edges. The fish died. Birds flew away. Nnenna's patients began complaining of strange illnesses, rashes, dizziness, miscarriages. She tried every herb and prayer, but nothing worked. One evening, she sat at the riverbed, now half its usual size, and begged for guidance. "Why won't you answer me?" she cried. Then, in the silence, the spirit of the river returned. But this time, she was weeping. "They are poisoning me," she said. "And through me, they poison you all." Nnenna fell to her knees. "Tell me what to do." The spirit touched her forehead. "The fire beneath. The earth must be calmed. You must go where no healer has gone. You must awaken Onya Ola, the eye of the land." At dawn, Nnenna gathered the sacred beads her grandmother once gave her, tied a red cloth around her waist, and set off toward the Forbidden Grove, a place where no one had entered since the time of the ancestors. The villagers watched with awe and fear as she disappeared into the thick forest. Inside the grove, the trees grew so tall and dense that sunlight barely touched the ground. Every step felt like a journey into the past. She saw carvings of her ancestors on the back of the trees, heard drums in the wind, and finally reached the center, where a massive rock stood, cracked and glowing faintly from within. Nnenna knelt and began to chant, not from her mind, but from her blood. Songs she had never learned but somehow always knew. The earth trembled beneath her feet. The rock cracked open, revealing an underground spring, pure and glowing. Then she heard a voice. Voice, deep, ancient, and powerful. "Child of the river, child of the earth, will you sacrifice yourself to heal the land?" Nnenna wept. "If it will save my people, yes." A blinding light surged through her. She screamed, not from pain, but from the truth of everything pouring into her at once. She saw visions of the first healers, the gods of the land, the rise and fall of empires, and the memory of every tree that ever stood. When she awoke, she was lying by the river. It was full again. The birds had returned. Obiora came to her door days later, coughing black bile. The machines had stopped. His workers had fled. Oil no longer flowed from the drills. "I don't understand," he said, trembling. "Why is this happening?" Nnenna looked at him with quiet fire in her eyes. "The land rejected you. You came for profit, but the earth is not yours to sell." He knelt at her feet, sobbing like a child. "Can you heal me?" She placed her hand over his chest. "Not until you return what was taken. Not until you ask the land for forgiveness." In time, Obiora built a shrine where he once placed machines. He gave land back to the spirits and helped rebuild the forest. The elders declared Nnenna the keeper of the grove, a title held only once before in the history of the village. Her mother, Addis, now proudly wore traditional clothes and taught other women how to blend ancient knowledge with modern care. And Nnenna, she stood often by the river, speaking softly to the spirits. Children gathered around her, learning how to listen to the trees and read the sky. She had once thought her story ended at the water's edge. But she now knew, her journey had only just begun.